Hello, children. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I hope you are getting ready for your board exams. Yeah. So today's session is very, very special because we are going to discuss and we are going to analyze sample question paper 2021 issued by CBSE. Okay. And analyzing the sample question paper is, we can say, one of the important tasks because by analyzing sample question paper, we really can get an idea the pattern of the question paper for this year first, whether there is any change. So if there are changes, again accordingly we can be prepared. And today, I mean, by this time you might be aware of that also there are some changes, right? Questions like case study based questions are there, and also instead of one marker, two marker, four and six in other years. So this year we are going to have questions carrying 1, 2, 3 and 5 markers. Okay, so let's discuss, let's analyze, and this analysis will really helpful for all of us. As a teacher, it will help me to help my students to prepare accordingly, and as a student also, it will help you to prepare prepare towards the board exam properly and confidently. So let's begin the class. Okay, so to begin with, yeah, so the starting of the question paper goes like this. Let's see what are the instructions. Okay, so this year the question paper, yeah, it divided into two parts. Just coming here. Okay, so class 12 session 2021 mathematics sample question paper theory part 80 marks, right? So the question paper contains two parts, A and B, and each part is compulsory. Part A carries 24 marks, part B carries 56 marks, and also part A has objective types of questions and part B has descriptive type of questions. Okay, now both part A and B have choices, means internal choices. Now coming to part A, it consists of two parts, part 1 and part 2, section 1. Yeah, so these two sections like 1 and 2, section 1 comprises of 16 very short answer type questions. So means one marker questions. Section 2 contains two case studies. Each case study comprises of 5 case-based MCQs and examinee is to attempt any 4 out of 5 MCQs. Okay, so it means section 1, that is 16 very short type of questions, and section 2 of part A, that is based on case study based questions. And let's see, yeah, and also part B, it consists of three sections. Section 3, 4 and 5. Section 3 carries, yeah, section 3 comprises of 10 questions carrying 2 marks each. Section 4 comprises of 7 questions carrying 3 marks each. And section 5, it comprises of 3 questions carrying 5 marks each. So this is also new for you, right? So this year we have 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 and 5 marker questions, right? And yeah, so internal choices are given, and also here you see how many internal choices. Internal choices is provided in 3 questions of section 3, 2 questions of section 4 and 3 questions of section 5. So section 5 contains How many questions? It comprises of three questions, and you have three internal choices. So this is good for you also. It means three questions and three choices. So it means each question is having a choice, right? So which is good for you. Okay, so part A. So let's go for the all questions are compulsory. In case of internal choices, attempt any one. So that is understood. So question number 1 to 16. So that is very, you can say normal question. Okay, and you can observe. So in question number 1 to 16, no, we do not have any MCQ or fill in the blank. So basically, yeah, it is 1 mark per question, very short type of questions. Okay, so yeah, so till 16th question, it is as usual, nothing new. Yeah, question number, yeah, 17 and 18. So here you see both the case study based questions are compulsory. Attempt any four subparts from each question. So it's 17 to 18 in fact. 17 questions. So like here it is written 17 to 21, 20 to 26. So basically question number 17, okay, you will be given 5 parts, okay, yeah, 17, first part to 6th part. Similarly, question number 18, okay, that is also part 1 to part 5, A, B, C, D, E or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So this question, I mean this type of questions, that is new for us. Okay, now like case study based questions in mathematics, this is new this year. Okay, now you may be wondering how, I mean, in mathematics, how the case study questions will be coming. Okay, so let me tell you, no question will be outside the syllabus. Okay, and the questions which are case study based, mostly the, I mean, the questions will be, it will be based on your day to day observation and of course your syllabus. Okay, your, I mean, it is based on the observation in the everyday life like this. And again, I'm telling you, it will not be outside the syllabus. So while studying the topic, while preparing the syllabus, you really have to be very, very clear, and you really have to be conceptually clear so that you can relate whatever case study based questions are coming. For example, you see here the question is like this: an architect designs a building for multinational company. The floor consists of a rectangular region with semicircular ends having a perimeter of 200 meter as shown below. So this is the building structure of the building is like this, and you see the floor is rectangular and it has semicircular ends. Okay, so this is the information given to us. Based on the above information, answer the following. So you really have to have strong observation skills. Okay, if x and y represents the length and breadth of the rectangular region, then relation between the variables is what? Okay, so you are given rectangular region, length and breadth is given, and you are also given perimeter. So you can very well relate perimeter, length, breadth. From that you can get the relation between x and y, right? Similarly, second part you see area of the rectangular region A expressed as a function of x. Okay, the area of the rectangular region. So whenever you have the relation between x and y, right? So then area, you know, that is length into breadth, right? X into y. So you need area to be function of x. So you can replace y by the, I mean, whatever relation x and y is having, right? So this is not also difficult. Third part you see maximum value of area A is, I mean, out of four choices, you have to see which one is correct. So here again, maximum value of area A. So this is basically, see, first two parts based on the concept perimeter and area. third part is basically maximizing the area function. Okay, so it is based on applications of derivative. Okay, and fourth part is the CEO of the multinational company is interested in maximizing the area of the whole floor, including the semicircular ends. For this to happen, the value of x should be what? So for what value of x? The entire, I mean the total area, right? That will be maximum. Okay, the rectangular as well as semicircular ends. So whole region will be having maximum area. Okay, and fifth part is extra area generated if the area of the whole floor is maximized. Okay, so whole floor is maximized. Again, you can see. So basically, this is not very difficult concept. What I can say. So you need area concept, you need perimeter concept, which you have been studying since many years. Then applications of derivative, critical points, right? For what value of this? This is maximum. Okay, so all these are very familiar concepts. It's not outside syllabus or you never have studied, nothing like that. So be very comfortable, I mean, with the questions. Question number 18 is, in an office, three employees, Binay, Sonia and Iqbal, process incoming copies of a certain form. Binay processes 50% of the forms, Sonia processes 20%, equal the remaining 30%. Okay, Binay has an error rate of 0.06, Sonia has an error rate 0.04 and Iqbal has an error rate of 0.03. So this is the information given to us. Okay, and based on this information, first part is conditional probability that an error is committed in processing given that Sonia processed the form. So it is based on conditional probability, and conditional probability is again that is the part of the syllabus also. So once you study probability topic, then you will be able to answer it also. The probability that Sonia processed the form and committed an error. Third part is total probability committing an error in processing the form is, whichever option is correct we can write. And similarly, yeah, so everything is basically it is based on probability concept. Okay, and whatever, whether it is random variables, probability distribution, or I mean conditional probability or total probability, everything that is part of our syllabus in 12th standard. So this case study questions, what I can tell about this, the case study based question is basically it will be coming from your day-to-day observations, okay, everyday life, you can say utilities, and also within the syllabus. Okay, whether it is application of derivative, application of integration, or it is probability or linear programming, whichever concept you are studying in the syllabus, within the syllabus you will be getting. Okay, only thing is you really have to be alert whether that situation you are able to relate with the concept or not. And for that we really have to practice. Okay, and since we have a bit time till board exam, so there is nothing to be worried of. In fact, you don't have to worry. We can practice and we can be confident in such questions. Okay, coming to part B. So it consists of three sections. Section 3, the questions are, yeah, 2 marker questions. So like first question, question number 19, I can just discuss a bit. Express tan inverse cos by 1 minus sin f, f lies between minus 3 pi by 2 and pi by 2. Express this in simplest form. So whenever you express any inverse figure function in simplest form, you have to apply properties. Okay, unless you know the properties of inverse trigonometric functions, you cannot simplify this. Okay, so as in the beginning of the session I was telling, some topics now, like even if no it is totally it is deleted, so you may not get questions involving the direct things. But if the question is like this, yeah, if you are given y equal to something involving inverse trigo functions, you have to find dy by dx. So in that case, you have to simplify the inverse trigo functions before you differentiate. So here what I can say, a bit confusion. I mean, what to delete, what not to delete. What I can suggest to all of you, so if there is just, I mean, slightest confusion, yeah, so you really have to cover the topic. Okay, whichever is relevant. In this particular case, inverse trigonometric function, we do not have to in fact delete the whole properties. Okay, otherwise you may have to be surprised in the exam hall, and which I don't want. Okay, so expressing this in simplest form. So there are some topics which confidently you can delete. For example, like elementary transformation. So if you do not study that, it will not have an impact on, I mean, other topics. Yeah, you are not going to get properties of determinants. It's also fine. But in this case, specifically trigonometric functions, inverse trigonometric functions, I think you should not ignore the properties. Okay, so that is one just advice I want to give. And the question of 20 is almost, it is normal question, not to worry for this. 21 also show that, yeah, find the value of k so that following functions are continuous at x equal to 0. So this is also normal question you have been practicing. Find equation of the normal. Yeah, the function is given which is perpendicular to the given line. That is also a normal question. Okay, then yeah, find the area of the region bounded by parabola y square equal to 8x and line x equal to 2. Okay, so parabola and line. Okay, though it is vertical line, but you can, yeah, so here two curves, area of the region bounded by two curves you can study. So here also in AOI chapter, I mean applications of integration, chapter 8. So again a bit confusion among the students. Okay, 8.1 we have to do, 8.2 deleted. So again 8.2 it involves the areas of the region bounded by two curves, right? Yeah, in case of triangle, it involves three straight lines, right? So here, again, I request all of you, so whenever slightest confusion, so I think it's better not to take chance. We can study the relevant portions. Okay, so and I'm sure your teacher might be teaching you in that way also. And please follow, I mean, whatever that your teacher is suggesting. Okay, yeah, so AOI chapter also, it's not like this question is not coming, this question is coming not to have such type of thoughts in fact. And you don't have to be surprised in the exam hall. Okay, solving the differential equation, next question. Yeah, area of the parallelogram, question number 26. Yeah, area of the parallelogram whose one side and a diagonal given. Okay, so these are parts of syllabus, so nothing new. Okay, yeah. So basically, you really have to be very clear. Okay, how to remain prepared. Section 4, that is, yeah, all questions are compulsory. In case of internal choice, attempt any one. Yeah, here check whether the relation is, yeah, it is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Write the equivalence class containing 0. Okay, so again it is part of syllabus. And dy by dx, prove that greatest integer function fx equal to this, okay, bracket x, greatest integer function x between 0 and 2 is not differentiable. So again you have to have idea of greatest integer function which you have been studying since 11th standard. Okay, so y, yeah, x equal to this, second derivative. So these are normal questions. So I don't think you will have any problem in these questions. So like other years, we have these questions. Section, yeah, section 5. All questions are compulsory. In case of internal choices, attempt any one. So here you see, You have three questions and three choices, right? So it means each question is having an internal choice, okay, which is good for you. So yeah, so here these are the questions. So basically, the when you look at the sample question paper issued by CBSE in 2021, so one thing is very clear, like the pattern change. First thing is, instead of 1, 2, 4, 6 marker questions, this year you are going to get 1, 2, 3, and 5 marker questions. First. Second thing is, you are going to get two questions based on case study. Okay, and this case study will be basically, as I mean few minutes back I told you, case study is basically, it's not something outside the syllabus or something like that, not to be scared of. Okay, the case study based question is basically, it will be part of your syllabus, applications of the concepts you are studying, but little bit observation of your day to day life scenarios. Okay, and of course you have some time now till board exam. So if you practice, if you, I mean, keep yourself involved in such questions, and basically practicing such questions and remaining alert, okay, so you really can be confident. Okay, so basically these are the changes, and these are the, you can say, standard of the questions you can get in board exam 2021. Okay, so all the best to all of you, and I hope all of you will really do very well. Okay, and my best wishes with all of you. And if you really like this session, please share with your friends and also like the video. Thank you so much.